Hello everybody, this is Ledgecat, and we haven't had a video in a while, and that's mostly due to video file errors and gigantic file sizes, audio-video lag, and things like that. So we switched up from Fraps to Bandicam, and it's looking nice. It's got nice audio, it's not lagging, the video's nice, we can actually pause in the middle, which is pretty cool. Actually utilize the audio a little bit better. So today we're going to be playing FTL, and FTL is basically a strategy game where you control a crew on a ship and you jump around all over places while you try to get to the end and beat the final boss, basically. And the story will explain itself as I get myself in here. Now, since this is going to be my first playthrough of FTL, I'm going to be using the default ship, which is the Kestrel. But I'm going to be renaming it to the HMS Algorithm because that is an inside joke between me and my friend Koltor, who will also be uploading things to this channel as well. We're going to be doing some Skyrim playthrough and some Fallout 3 playthrough and some various other things. I hope to be getting some Call of Juarez in too, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting some Mirror's Edge play, and that's going to be amazing. Now, so basically, this is the Kestrel. It's the Type A Kestrel, which is the human ship, and basically, well, the Federation human ship. You'll learn about the factions and different species later, but you start off with 3 humans on the Kestrel, and you know, you can customize them by changing their names and their genders. I'm going to keep them as they are. You have 4 weapon spots. You come with an Artemis, which is a really crappy missile, by the way. It's a really crappy missile, but it's, you know, it's okay, I guess, for starting off. And then you have the Burst Laser 2, which fires 3 lasers that are okay. But if you don't upgrade on your weapons by the end of the game, you're not going to be able to play it. I'm going to be setting this to easy, just because if you get really unlucky on the first couple of jumps in normal, you can die in the first sector, and that's kind of annoying. So, I'm going to start the game now. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: system damage. When a system fully breaks due to a fire or people boarding your ship, the hull also takes 1 damage. Alright, so basically what happened is the Federation was, you know, like the rulers of space or whatever, and then there was a rebellion, and they pretty much killed almost all the Federation, and you're just trying to protect yourself and the people within, you know, space, I guess. Alright, so these are the upgrades you can have for your ship, and then there's the crew. You can have 8 people, and your equipment, like weapons, drones, and drones that you aren't using, and other things will go in here. And there's also augmentations of the ship, which I will probably show you on a different playthrough. Or if I manage to snag one on this playthrough, that would be nice. I'm gonna power up my weapons just so I don't have to power those up as soon as I meet an enemy. I'm gonna jump. I don't like that nebula. I don't like going into nebulas, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh no. It's a plasma storm. This is terrible. I need to get out of here as quick as possible. The plasma storm is keeping my energy down, so I can't have everything online that I want to have online. I can't even have shields. That is a major problem. I'm gonna send him to fix the sensor systems, and I'm gonna be firing the missile at the engines. Now, the reason I use the missiles to soften up the shield first is because these missiles can breach the regular shields. And I chose to accept his offer because I really need to get out of this plasma storm, and I don't want to blow him up and waste all my missiles. But basically, missiles can go through shields except for Zoltan energy shields, which we'll hopefully run into later, even though I hate them. In lasers, they have to break through shields in order for you to get at systems. So I'm gonna jump here. And I'm in another plasma storm. You jump to the middle of a plasma storm. Multiple recently incapacitated ships illumine the shadows, briefly illuminated by lightning. Despite your caution, the lack of detection equipment allows debris to crash to your ship, damaging the hull. You salvage it, you can prepare to jump before anything worse happens. So I got some scrap, some drone parts, some fuel, but the hull took a little bit of damage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to up the amount of power in my system, so that I have more for my engines, so that the FTL drive charges faster so I can get out of battles if I need to. Okay. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. I'm gonna defend the outpost. I'm gonna attack right now, and now I'm gonna power up my shields. Okay, so I have everything powered, and I can always pause right here and just tell people to move around. So if I have it paused, I can just tell them to move there, and when I unpause, he'll go. So that should take down the shields, and now their weapon systems are offline. It seems like they have system repair drones because that shield went up very quickly. And they have a drone control room as well, which would be indicated by the sensor. It doesn't matter if they have drones though, because I'm about to destroy them anyway. Oh no. They're gone anyway. That was just a waste of a missile. I don't like wasting missiles. Okay, so I got 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and some scrap. Sweet, that's nice. Continue. Okay, the outpost I just saved. I love this one. The outpost tells you, the pompous bastards expected free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for the help. I love it when they call them pompous bastards. It makes me chuckle. Okay, so I got 2 fuel and some scrap as well as the original fuel and scrap. So now I'm going to add 2 to my shields here, and I'm going to take the 1 off of my engine because I won't need it, and now I have 2 layers of shielding so that it'll make it harder for enemies to actually penetrate my shields and kill me. It's just what I like to do, especially on easy because I can get away with it. And I have a crap ton of fuel, so I can just go around all over the place. Now I don't have enough scrap to, like, you know, defy these people, but I was going to defy them anyway because they're too weak to make me do anything. So I'm going to be attacking them and trying to get them offline before their missile comes and kills me, but I know their missile's going to hit me somewhere. Good thing it's a crappy missile. Only did 1 hull damage, so I'll be fine. It'll only take a sec for that to... They're powering up their FTL, but they're about to blow up anyway. It's always funny when that happens. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. I love this game. Okay, so 3 fuel. I don't really need fuel all that badly. A drone part, and 22 scrap. Sweet. Okay, so I'm pretty gassed up. I'm ready to go. Sure, I'll go to the distress beacon just because usually this means an event is happening, or you can get free supplies. So I'm going to be going there and competing in this. Find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. You hail them. Oh, giant alien spiders. Oh no. This one you almost always lose. So I'm going to have to say no, because usually you lose 1 person, and if you lose a person, I wouldn't be able to, like, defy any enemies that boarded my ship with a transportation device. That was actually the first time I destroyed the defense. So basically there's this prompt that comes up that says these people are trying to get to this refueling station or something, and the defense systems are killing them, and you have to disable them from a distance. And I have never, not once, got it. But apparently this time I have, and that's cool because we're on video to see it. You fire a few volleys from a distance, and it is clear the defense system is no match for your weapons. However, the station does not seem happy with your solution. You salvage what you can and jump before there's trouble. Oh, 12 scrap, 3 fuel, and 1 drone part. So I'm going to be adding power to my subsystem sensors so I can see who's on board the enemy ships, so I can prepare myself to, like, kill people on the enemy ship. Because if you kill people on the enemy ship instead of just destroying the ship, you can get more salvage and scrap. No. There's nothing around. That's always sad, because there's nothing going on. I have plenty of fuel, so I'm going to be going to this distress beacon. The object I found is to go to nearly everything and try and do the right thing, just so you can get extra scrap, because if you do that, it'll benefit you more in the long run. Well, that's what I found anyway. I'm going to add one more to power. I'm going to add that to my engines again. Because it adds to my evasion when I'm in battle, and it also adds to my FTL charge rate. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you and your ship. Well, they're gonna be engaged, alright. I'm demanding it. I'm securing that cargo. They're not gonna escape. The second I take down their shields and their weapons, I'm gonna be destroying their engines so they can't FTL away. Although it doesn't seem like I need to do that, because they're probably gonna go down instantly. They took down my door systems, I don't know why. I don't really need my door systems right now, because I'm not on fire. And they're gone. The debris implies that the ship was carrying drone schematics, but unfortunately nothing remains. You do find functioning drone parts, however. So I have 1 drone part and 25 scrap. Sweet. Out of missiles though, which kind of pisses me off. And you really need those missiles, you know? I'm going to jump to the next sector. Okay, so basically how this works is, as indicated by the chart right here, the green ones are civilians, so basically when you make contact with stores or distress signals, it's usually not a bad thing. But on hostiles, if you go to a distress signal, bad crap can happen. And nebulas, there's plasma storms, your sensors don't work unless you have a slug on your ship, which is a different species, and they're generally more annoying. I like to stay out of nebulas, but it seems I am going... and it's never really fun for me to go into hostile territory, but sometimes it's okay. I don't really like rock-controlled sectors, so I'm going to go into Zoltan-controlled sectors, so we can take a look at their special energy shields. You're far from the Federation home space here in Zoltan territory, and it's not clear whether the authorities will have any goodwill remaining. Still, you have to push forward. Yeah, with the Zoltans, it's kind of hazy between civilian and hostile. They're not perfect, but it's still an okay ship. Now, there's a special thing about the nebulas here in Zoltan territory, because sometimes there will be sometimes there will be a prompt, and it's almost always a good one. It almost gives you something positive. A small rebel ship is docked at a small station. You try to lay low, but it spots you. Power up the weapons. Okay. Well, I don't have my Artemis missiles anymore, so I'm gonna aim for the shields and hope for the best. So they have a Burst Laser Mark 1 and a Burst Laser Mark 2. Oh no, my oxygen just got attacked. I'm gonna go send that in so that my crew does not suffocate. So I set a fire in their shield room, so they're probably not gonna be able to fix that anytime soon. I'm not gonna take their surrender offer because they are literally about to, they're about to die, and I know I can get better than 13 scrap and 1 drone part. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Okay, so I got 1 less fuel, but I got a missile instead of a drone part, which is better, and I got 22 scrap, so that's good. Power up my Artemis, and I'm gonna make 1 more jump before I sign things off, because I feel that I've done enough today, and we may have overstepped the lines on how long this is going to be, but it's alright. I'm going to see what happens next. A rebel ship has been patrolling this region. As soon as you arrive, it begins its assault. Oh no, they've got an assault drone. This is bad. If they bust through my shields, which doesn't seem likely. Yeah, they're not going to be able to break through my shields. Except for the small bomb, that actually could break through my shields. Except they put it at a part of my ship that doesn't have anything to damage, so that was actually fine. I'll attack the weapons again. And oh, that was a really quick FTL jump. They outran me. I'm gonna keep going. That kind of pisses me off. I'm gonna go for the nebula, just to see if I can get to that event and show you guys what I was talking about earlier. You catch a glimpse of a strange signal coming from a space station before your sensors shut off unexpectedly. As you discover that your sensors are being jammed, you hear hostiles beam onto your ship. Oh no. Great. There are people in my med bay. Oh no, there's people in here. There's people in my med bay. Oh shit. I'm gonna repair the med bay. Just because they can't kill my... Well, no, I'm gonna open all doors. I'm gonna open all doors so the oxygen drains out, and if I'm in the med bay, we cannot lose health. Except they're gonna lose health very quickly because there's no oxygen. So they're gonna die very quickly. They're dead. Okay, I'm gonna close all doors. I'm gonna let the oxygen come back in, and I'm gonna have my systems repaired. Now I have to look over here to see who does what. So it seems Roper is the driver, Manon is the weapon specialist, and the shields is Kirkner. Okay. So this is Roper. He's gonna be driving. We'll have Kirkner go help him because he's better at engineering, and she will go back to her weapons. Captain Kirk! I knew I had to make that reference, but it's stupid. Alright, so Roper's gonna be driving, and we've got Kirkner on the shields. I will be going into the nebula just to see if I can get that special event. I love that special event. This game is just awesome. No, nothing here. Let's try this part of the nebula. Nope, nothing. Come on. We can do this. Come on. Something, at least. At least a fight or something. Nothing in this nebula. That is thoroughly depressing. I wasted fuel and time. Hopefully something happens here. I'm gonna power up my shields again, because those have been off. I'm gonna see what's right to the exit, and after this sector, I'll be wrapping it up, because this has carried on for quite a while. The AI of a nearby rebel scout immediately identifies you as a threat and engages. I gotta take out those weapons immediately. They took down my sensors, no. Crap. And they still have their Artemis up. I don't know if that is an Artemis. It doesn't seem to do as much damage. That seems to be... It's a missile. It sucks to get hit by it. I'm gonna take down the shields just so I can do more damage to it now. And I don't need to hit the shields anymore, just because they're not going to be repairing because it's an auto scout, so there's no repair systems on board. And now the drone's out of commission, so now I can just attack anywhere and it'll be fine. And that is the end of that ship. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. Sweet. Okay, it's almost time for me to up my shields again. Alright. I'll just wait on that because I might be able to get a new weapon soon. Exit. I really need to repair my ship too, so that's probably what I'm going to be saving up my money for. Stay out of this fight and we'll make it worth your while. 2 missiles, 3 fuel, and 15 scrap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to not be a hero this time. Well, no, I'll get more out of it for being a hero. So hopefully I don't get blown up. They don't have any drones or anything, so it's just burst lasers, so hopefully I'll be able to win this fight. Now that I knocked out their good laser, it seems like I'm going to. I just have to make sure that the weapon system stays down, and then I'll go for the shields. It's really making me angry, though, how one misses every time. There we go. There we go, that's good. Now for the shields. Nope. Nope, for the weapons again. He fixed that really quickly. Oh, and he missed twice that time. This is just getting worse. Alright, I'm attacking the engine so that'll ruin their evasion chance. Fine, our previous offer was not generous enough. Let's improve it. Accept a more generous bribe and leave. 4 missiles, drone part 1, scrap 19. No, I can get more out of it by killing them. Down go your shields now. Time to die. Oh no, they've got all weapons back online. Yes, they're dead. Hopefully the civilian ship gives me more. No. Great. That last bribe was actually better than what I got. So that basically shows you how random this game can be. Many things can happen to you. You can die on the first jump after you start the game if you choose normal, which is a lot harder than normal. It's a really fun game. I implore you guys to try it, and hopefully you'll check back for the next episode and see me continuing the series. I will eventually be playing with different ships and doing new playthroughs. I also think that I'm going to have Coulter do this as well, because I think you guys would actually enjoy hearing his commentary as well as my own. This has been Ledgecat. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this content. And that was FTL. Goodbye.